Bounce, 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 baby. Here we are. We're the Stadium Mustard and Cincinnati Chili Show. We're back. I'm John. There's Troy. Welcome, Troy. How are you this evening?
Great. How are you doing today, John?
I'm fantastic.
Perfect. Love it. Love to hear it.
1 second. They're not showing us on Facebook. There was an issue. Oh, no.
Those jerks.
Right?
I'm calling Mark Zuckerberg right now.
All right, we're going to remove you from Facebook. So all those fine folks that want to tune into us on Facebook aren't going to be able to watch us right now. But you can watch us right now live on YouTube and on the X. This is our food show of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of Fans First Sports Network. We also shout out the Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. They shake the hand of the farmer. Troy, again, welcome. I know it's been we've missed chatting in last week. Troy and I get to work
Hmm.
together though during the
Oh yeah.
day, and we have lots of things to talk about when it comes to food, sports, and so let's just start. You know, you're a Bengals fan, Cincinnati, the Browns. We both
Yep.
had our mock, or not our mock. We had our drafts.
Hmm.
What were your assessments just overall? Like your Cincinnati because you're a big fan.
Big fan. Um, I think the Bengals went out and got the 10th best player in the league, in Dexter Lawrence. So we won the
Yeah,
draft. So
no,
everybody
you
else
did.
can fall behind. Um, but I do think that Dexter Lawrence trade, I think it's going to pay dividends. I think there were definitely some talented folks around that spot, but I think getting Dexter Lawrence and like really shoring up the defense after seeing what
Mhm.
some of the other additions were in the division, I think was good. I think we still kept in the second round and third round, kind of kept to our the focus of what was needed.
Mhm.
Um, it definitely felt like we were better in this draft about drafting needs over wants.
Mhm.
So it felt like we did a really good job. I think the later round picks were good. From what I've read from the experts, those are guys that I
Uh-huh.
just don't know
You're not
that
an
well.
expert. I'm an
I'm not
expert.
an
We're all
I'm
men.
not I'm not an expert on the old third day of the draft guys there. Um, my daughter goes. We watched the first round together, a little bit of it, and she's not super familiar with football. So
Okay.
anytime that the player with the position lettering afterwards came up, she tried to make sure that she knew what those positioning letters meant.
Oh,
And so
okay.
that's how we spent the first
Nice.
round of the draft. Yeah. And she really enjoyed that. And she goes, Dad, how much longer does this last? And it was about the, I don't know, 10th or 11th pick. And I said, oh, it goes a couple more hours. And she goes, oh, that's really cool. And so we ended up, she like didn't have any concept of it. And so we were at was it Roosters? Yeah, yeah, it was
Yeah,
Roosters
Roosters.
after
Okay.
her game on Saturday, her soccer game, and we go in there and they've still got the draft going. And Harper
Oh.
goes, Dad, I thought you said this was only going to be 2 or 3 more hours. And I said, oh, I thought you just meant the first round, kid.
Right? That's a hard thing to explain that there's 290 picks or something.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
she had a hard time wrapping her head around that one, but
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, I think the Browns addressed or the Bengals addressed some really big needs. Now I think there's still some work to do on the defensive side. I think um we're going in the right direction.
Yes.
I would like to see now that we've addressed some of the defense, I wouldn't
Yes.
mind seeing some work in the running back room.
Yeah.
I know Chase Brown is good. He's decent.
Yep.
But I think that might be a little bit more of one of the missing links for this team moving forward.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I just maybe just a little bit more dynamic of a running
Mhm.
back. But again, I think the draft addressed the needs that the team has the most, and
Yeah.
so it's just going to be now getting those guys locked and ready to go for the regular season.
It should be I mean, I think the Bengals, from everything that I read too, said that they did relatively well, and like you spoke of, the guy that they traded for, um, should be a real upgrade for them. The Bengals have always struggled with their defense, so
Hmm.
they're really trying to shore that up.
Yeah, I think just because they got a guy, was it from Oregon? They got him
Oh
as
yeah,
a free agent from somewhere. So I think they addressed some things before the draft, and then just really honed in on even depth charting those guys a little bit more,
yeah,
on the defensive side, because I think that's like we've
yeah.
had players on the defensive side, we just have had no depth, and as soon as one guy goes down, we've had nobody to replace him with.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always like anytime that anybody went down on the defensive side of the ball, we held our breath and hoped for the best.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah. Well, and the Browns fans are happy. We think we knocked it out of the park, but it's like Kelly at work always says, the Browns always win the draft. They gotta, it's our Super Bowl, and it
I was
is.
I was shocked that you guys didn't draft Diego Pavia and just keep adding to
Shit.
the quarterback room.
Yeah, yeah. He looks like a midget out there. Just God, the whole thing.
Oh,
I mean, the
we have
rat bird's taking
we
him.
have
Just
our we have our first live studio audience member.
nice.
As
All
she
right,
leaves
come
the
on.
room.
Who is it? Is it
Mickey.
Mickey? Come on in, Mickey. We're live here for
She
the
immediately turned around and
25.
went right
The
back
20.
up.
Here we have thanks to all of you watching on YouTube right now. And again, if you want to listen to us later on Apple and Spotify, many of us colleagues of ours, I know, our shout out to Carrie Nixon, who's one of our colleagues, a loyal listener to the Fanatical Elves Network. We appreciate that, and especially the Stadium Mustard. He had high praise for you and I, Troy, the other day, and
I heard that.
that really made my day.
That's awesome. I love to
Yes.
hear it.
And it sounds like Carrie, I'm doing this project at school where we're asking our staff to send us photos from the way past, maybe the
Hmm.
brief past, some of our younger teachers, and some of us, like going back well before that. The fact is, it's kind of scary to think that I'm in year 34, 35 right now of teaching or as an educator. And then it dawned on me just as I'm saying that you aren't much older than that.
I was I'm 39 years old, John.
Oh boy. Boy, it goes fast though. You're gonna hit 40. Are you prepared? Are you preparing yourself for this?
No.
Does it bother you? Just 40, like, is that like, how do you feel about this? So what you're
Um,
saying, Trey.
I I am not. I don't know how to describe this in a good way. Um, I don't think of the future very often.
Okay.
I just I
Except
don't
about
know.
your kids graduating high
Shut up,
school.
John. It's not happening. That's never happening. They're going to get to their second semester of their senior year, and I'm going to withdraw them, and they're going to never graduate high school.
What they're gonna go to online.
And
They're
then
gonna do some online
and
program.
then I'm gonna homeschool them, quote unquote,
Yeah.
and never turn in the actual documentation, and they'll be stuck here forever.
we, we could all say all sorts of horrible things, but I hope that our other colleagues aren't listening right now because
I hope my wife's not listening either.
right. Oh my gosh. We're not doing the podcasting for the money. We're doing it for the laughs and the jokes and the entertainment of the show. By the way, share it with everybody. Your hat tonight. Troy
Oh
wears a
yeah,
lot of varieties of ball caps.
yeah. So
El
this is
Vaquero? El
El
Vaquero.
Vaquero. Yep, it is I think it's kind of a Columbus chain,
Yes.
but there is one here in Gahanna. Um, and it's the same people. I think it's a family kind of run Mexican restaurant. It's every time you go in, it's the same wait staff. It's the same host people at the host
Yeah.
stands. It's the same people all the time. Um, when we used to go in a lot more, we since COVID, we do carry out so much more now.
Yeah.
But now every time I go in, it's the same guy that I'm talking to, And this time I just happened to get there a little bit earlier. And so the order wasn't ready. So I
Oh,
was just kind of stand there shooting the wind with the guy at the host stand. Great guy, fantastic guy, always super
yeah,
nice, always super accommodating. And so I'm sitting there and they have like Jess's like metal rack, like the where she has the bins, the shelves,
where's those bins?
those
She was
bins.
showcasing those bins
um
on Facebook earlier today.
right, we they have a similar metal shelf,
Yeah,
and that's where they put their to go orders. So I'm just kind of like looking over there, seeing like if anybody's putting anything new up there, just kind of watching for our order to come up. And I look up above and they've got the clear like drawer kind of things. And they
yeah,
have their hats up there. And every time I go in there, their hats are super cool, that they're wearing as the staff.
yeah.
And so I look up and I'm like, oh, you guys sell hats? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Um,
I'm a
I've
collector of
always liked your
hats.
hat. Yeah, I'm like, I love hats. I'm always, and he's like, yeah, every time you come in here, you're wearing a different hat. And I'm like, okay, one, that means I'm probably in there too much if you know that about me. And then he goes, I start to reach for my wallet. I'm like, I just want one. I want the one with the gold outline badge. Like it's like a patch kind of thing on here.
Yeah. So if you're listening to
I
us
said that
later,
one's
yeah,
awesome. And he goes, I was like, all right, $20, perfect, sounds great. And I go to reach in my pocket to pull my wallet out, and he goes, no, you can have it for free.
dude,
Right? I was like, all right, yeah. So I'm wearing this everywhere.
nice.
Yeah.
What a
So
great story. What a great, it is really
I
a great place to go. Actually, my wife and I passed it the other day and I was like, we need to go back here because we
uh
try to get there, on and off, but it's been a
yeah,
minute since we've been there
it's
the last
so
time.
good. And I came home with the biggest grin on my face. And
Hey, you got something
I
for free.
right, and I walked down
And
to
you,
the basement because Mickey was working on some stuff, and I'm just beaming. And she looks at me and she goes, "What is going on?" I said, "Check out the hat." She goes, "You bought another hat?" I was like, "No, listen to this
no,
story. It's awesome."
that's awesome. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so shout
terrific.
out El Vaquero. Great looking hat.
If Troy could go to school every day wearing a ball cap and shorts, he would. Now,
A
the thing is,
hundred
when I
percent.
started working with you guys, I took note of this, obviously, and I like to wear hats and short, especially the hats. So,
Mm-hmm.
they have accommodated Licking Heights has been there that we have a they've been kind to staff as far as it's not a big thing as far as like we don't like not during the school do we wear hats and stuff, but like on a professional work day or something where the students aren't
Yeah.
there, sometimes we will. I've been in school districts, one in particular where it was frowned upon, and you
Hmm.
weren't allowed to wear tennis shoes at all, and if you were asked to, you know, change like immediately.
Very
So
cool. Yeah, because that's the thing that we need to worry about is don't worry about the kids, but make sure you dress
this is the
appropriately.
same location, and the props out to anybody who's listening on Facebook later. I have many friends, maybe that might not many friends who might listen to this, but there was an also that same spot where I was asked to wear. Uh, I think I've told you the story on the side before. I have a shirt that I wore for years, even when I got engaged and married to Laura, and it's a very nice shirt. And I took my one of my school photos with that shirt. But the color of the shirt was orange, and the school I was
Oh,
at. This is in December or January. I was called in by the administration to see if I could go ahead and have my photo retaken because they felt that the shirt uh, resembled someone more like who, people that wear orange shirts um, are, are, you know, and anyway,
oh,
so there you
we
go.
are we are
Um,
focused on the
that was
wrong
an
thing,
extreme.
folks.
All those fans of mine or friends of mine, colleagues. I don't know if you've heard that story. And shout out to the old guy who made me do that. I know you probably don't think anything of it, but it was a little
That's
stretch there.
crazy.
So,
That's so
um,
ridiculous. Ugh,
Anyway, if you're passing
love
up on
that.
I-71, wave at the signs as you go by. All right.
Man.
So, yeah, I have so many things. We want to talk a little bit. Every week we're talking about the Reds and the Indians going to Kansas City. Cleveland's in Kansas City. The Reds are in Chicago. They're going to Houston.
Yep.
So we thought we'd
Yep.
talk a little bit about those cities and some of the things that are there. And I have a little surprise for Troy later on in the show. Get
Very
him.
excited.
Yeah, I'm sure you will be. And then we thought we'd talk a little bit about road trips and when we hit the road, you hit the road, everybody hits the road. Do you have something? Do you take them things from the house or do you prepare ahead of time? Do you stop at the old gas station or maybe like a Sheets? Do you stop at a
Got
Sheets?
you got to
And
stop at a Sheets.
I don't know why I'm saying Sheets all of a sudden, but so what's your go-to when you hit that Sheets or any of those 24-hour places along the highways there? So, hey, let's pause for a quick commercial break. This is the Stadium Mustard and Cincinnati Chili Show. We'll be right back. And we're back. Good evening. We're back here on the Stadium Mustard Cincinnati Chili Show. Troy and I were just talking about a variety of things. We talked a little bit about the draft. We talked about your Elva Vaquero, wonderful hat you got there. Great
Oh yeah.
location in Gahanna, Columbus area. Really good food. So
Hmm.
please go down and eat there. Maybe we can get the next time you go. See if they can sponsor us.
That would be awesome.
I'm
I
serious.
will
Like
I
I
will eat their pollo ranchero on stream right now. I don't even care. It's
tell
so
them
good.
that. Like tell them
Okay.
we will do. Yeah, we'll do taste tests.
Yeah.
You just I and just see if they give us see if I can get a hat
Yeah.
and
I love it. I will for sure. The next time I'm in there, I'll
right
talk to that guy.
talk to Mickey, see if she can, no, all good. No, that's exciting. Gosh, we're going to come up with all these great ideas. Now, one of the things that we want to
Right.
do, we mentioned this before, and we did talk to our colleagues a little bit, but we're coming up to barbecue season. We're coming up to Memorial Day, so we thought we'd get some of them on to talk a little bit about summer and barbecues and stuff. So we're
Yeah.
going to have those colleagues on maybe a few weeks. All right, so the Reds, they're in Chicago. Um,
We're not going to talk about the
you
results,
know what?
John.
What?
We
Yeah,
don't
I
want
was
to talk.
gonna. Are they gonna get swept? Is that what I heard? Shut up, John.
I've already left the podcast, John. Listen,
Your
I
Reds are
turned
doing good though. I mean, they're.
they're on a 4 game skid. They lost they
Well, I
lost
think the Indians have
or no,
too.
wait. Are they on a 5 game losing streak? Because I think they got swept by the Pirates in a 3 game series. Yeah, they're
Did
in
they?
five.
Are they playing right now?
Yeah. I don't know what the score is though.
Shout out to Diet Coke.
Always.
We would
But
love a
yeah,
sponsorship from Diet Coke.
they've been walked off 2 times in a row against the Chicago Cubs, and I am not a fan.
The Cubbies are the Cubbies are the Cubbies.
And so I'm going to
Have you
talk.
been to Chicago?
No, I have not actually.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
I would love to go to Wrigley Field, but right now I hate that place, so I'm not interested anymore. And I looked up their food specialties. They don't have any because they're an old stadium and they suck. So I also know
Well, they're
that one of
famous
our
for pizza.
coworkers,
They're coworkers. Sure. Yeah. Let's
yeah, they're
shout out to
Cubs
Kara,
fans. Whatever. I don't care anymore. That's all
Kara's
I'm gonna say.
husband, especially.
Yeah, I've
They're
heard.
and yeah,
Not
son.
not very
They're a big
happy.
Cubs fan. Well, come on,
They hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth on Monday night. And
Okay.
then Ellie De La Cruz made an error last night and gave them the ball game. So I don't know. Maybe hopefully when we get off of here, I look up the score and the Reds are up 10-0, and I feel better about everything. But I'm not holding out too much hope.
Let's look.
Oh, great! Super excited. We also lost our closer last night, who threw one
Wait,
pitch.
what was his name? I think
Manuel Pagan.
is he on? Do I have him on my fantasy league team?
Uh huh.
What happened?
He threw one pitch and
One?
grabbed the back of his leg, and it looked like he acted like he got shot in the back of the leg.
Oh, did he tear his Achilles?
Hamstring, be my guess.
Oh my gosh.
So
Do you want to hear the score?
only if it's good, John. If it's not, we move on to Houston. All right. Houston barbecue
Yeah, let's
is
move
some
on.
of the best barbecue that there's ever been. And I swear, if we lose to Jose Altuve and his 4'2"
He has a
second base,
birthday. You want to wish him a happy birthday today?
no,
Happy birthday to
no.
Altuve. He's 36
Listen,
years old.
if there's a play, so we were talking, Mickey and I were talking earlier. What was it? Yesterday.
The Cubs are beating him four
She,
to two
son of a gun.
in the bottom of the eighth,
Great. Super excited.
top of the eighth. Sorry, so they're batting.
Okay. Um, Mickey and I
Oh
were
my
talking.
God! Wait, I was just kidding.
John, I hate you very much right now. um, we were talking about good guys in baseball,
Yeah,
like the Freddie Freemans, the
yeah,
Mookie Betts, the Joey Vottos, the like the even used to be good guys and all that kind of stuff. And I was trying to describe Mookie Betts as the guy that's on somebody else's team that you hate playing against, but would
yes,
love to have them on your team. Like, is
yes.
that kind of a good guy? Andrew McCutcheon is another one of those guys for me,
Hmm.
where I hated that he was a Pittsburgh Pirate, but if he was a Red, he would have been the most beloved Red of all time, probably.
Hmm.
Um, Jose Altuve is not any of those things. None of those things describe him one little
He's a
iota of his
criminal.
tiny little body. His
He's a criminal.
he's probably the thing that they were hitting against the drum when they were gonna or hitting against the
He's
trash
a
can when they were
cheater.
trying to
Yeah.
100%. 100% somebody was picking him up by his tiny little ankles and slamming him into the trash can to signal what pitch was coming next when they were cheating. I don't know if you can tell, but I really don't like Jose Altuve.
Oh no, I now I
Yeah.
think I told you a couple years. What was it? Last 2 summers ago? No, last summer. I went to a Guardians and they were playing Houston. Altuve was playing right field. Could he have been playing right field
Yeah, I think they throw him in the
or
outfield every
left?
once in a
Maybe
while.
no,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So people
I
were
think now
yapping at him.
especially now that he's older, I think they've put him in the outfield a little bit more.
Okay. How is Houston doing this year? By the way, are they any good?
I don't know if they are or
Okay.
not. I'm not sure.
So that you talking about barbecue? Are there some good barbecue? Did you look up anything down there?
I didn't look anything up specifically down there. I just know like I kind of focus in on Wrigley because I was like, there's got to be something.
Yeah.
But you look at their stuff, they don't have anything new that they do. Like they do the same old thing every year.
Yeah. Well, I think I
And
mentioned a couple things down in Houston at the concessions. I think a couple weeks ago when we did our show.
yeah, you did something about like a brisket dog or something like that.
Yeah,
That
like a
sounded. I was
donut,
like,
like a
okay,
brisket donut.
oh,
Yeah,
brisket donut. Yeah, that's what it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Right.
I'd throw one at Jose Altuve and then eat the other. Oh, you know what you could do with that donut? You could do those like
Oh,
fair games. Like you could put Jose Altuve out there like he's a stick and just have him stand straight up and try to hook him with the donut. That would be fantastic. Again,
now
I don't know if you can
I
tell, John,
have.
but I really don't like Jose Altuve.
I want to talk about my colleague Tyler for a
Oh yeah,
moment because you're mentioning donuts.
yeah.
Yeah, that son of a gun, folks. I'm eating a banana this morning in my office, and my great friend, my good pal now, we've been doing state testing, and to celebrate, we're closing in on the end of state testing. The Our folks got donuts and everything for the staff. It was very
Hmm.
nice.
Yes.
So we had a lot of extra donuts,
Hmm.
and I happened to be in my office eating a banana when Tyler saw, and he decided to make sure that he paused in front of my office door and slowly ate his donuts, stuffing his face with donuts. Yes,
Donuts make us go nuts.
they do. So shout out to you, Tyler. You make everybody's day. Okay, so back to all right, so Houston, there's barbecue. Kansas City's got good barbecue places. I was
See,
thinking about yeah.
from what I've heard, and I haven't visited either location, Houston or Kansas, but I know that my father-in-law has gone out to Kansas City
Yeah,
for
you've
AP
mentioned that off
stuff.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's always ranting and raving about Kansas City barbecue. So At some point, I'm gonna have to get out there and try
There's a
some.
couple places, when I was living in Kansas, when you would drive on the stretch from Wichita up to Kansas City, and I don't want to get the name wrong, but it was like Wellington, or it wasn't Wellington. Uh, I'll have to look it up, but there's a place halfway up the turnpike off the beaten path,
Mm.
and we went to this place a couple times when I was younger, and they served awesome barbecue. But I mean, it comes like when you get the barbecue, like they serve it on like this is back in the day. They were serving it on
Uh,
newspaper,
yeah,
you
I've seen
know.
that in a couple
Oh
places. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was a genuine joint. Yeah, we
Now, see,
really
here. I don't know if you see this very often, but I see on like social media a lot of these like eating challenges
yeah.
where it's like massive amounts of food,
I have
and it.
something for you on that. So I will. Yeah,
Oh, see, that's. I don't. I think the barbecue ones are the most difficult, but
right.
there's a couple that I've seen that are breakfast. I'm like,
Yeah,
I could do that.
you could do it.
I'll let breakfast food. I could do that all day, every day. But
We should think of
I
a
I get
challenge that you and I could do on
I get
air to
I get
really.
real nervous about the meat with the barbecue that I'm just gonna like
Yeah,
sweat my life away when I'm done.
we should just do a hot dog contest, the two of us, and see.
You
Yeah,
know
that
what?
would.
That would actually be. Have you seen the challenges that guys have done at baseball parks?
Well, I was
Nine
just gonna
nine
get
hot
to.
dogs, nine
I
beers.
you're taking you just stole my thunder. He just stole like you read my mind. This is hilarious because Kansas
Oh,
City,
yeah.
the Royals. I did see that. I don't know if you saw it the same place, but
Okay.
they talk, and I literally just read this before we came on air
Oh
about the
yeah.
999 challenge,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's called the 999 challenge box, which you just said is the 9 hot dogs, 9 beers in 9 innings. And
So they
I
have an official thing for it.
Yes, Kauffman Stadium's 2026
Okay.
food highlights the social media trend of 9 hot dogs, 9 beers with 9 innings became certified across 6 stadiums, including the Royal Stadiums. Were blessed to be crowned as one of the Major League Baseball's biggest drinkers. They're considered, Kansas City biggest drinking group. They have a
Okay.
lot of breweries there in Kansas City, and thus
Oh,
the box is unleashed as a stand along the first baseline. So there's a place where you can do
all
this.
right. Yeah.
Real real 999 veterans though may be disappointed to learn that the offerings include, you won't like this, Troy, 9 mini dogs and 9 mini glasses. So we're doing is we're trying to find a way to deliver the experience in a fun and safe way. So it's not your traditional way. They may be the first
Uh,
time scarfing dogs and draining beer was accompanied by the word safe. Now, there's
no,
also, yeah,
no, no, I've seen that. I've never seen it from official from a stadium. So that's pretty cool. I like that. The mini hot dog is a little, that's a little rough.
well, and they have the dollar dog days like we have here in
Yeah.
Columbus.
Yeah. And so I don't know where the first one I saw, like I saw it online. I don't remember what stadium they were at. But man, that guy was struggling.
Really?
Oh yeah. It was, he couldn't, like, I think he got to like 5 dogs and like 7 beers, and and like they would like cut the video like between, and they came back to him to get those like last ones, and dude looked like he was either about to pass out or just hurl everything everywhere.
Would you like some milk with that, sir?
Right? Oh man.
Now, they also said they have a hot dog Wellington this year there.
Oh, okay.
It's a foot long all beef hot dog wrapped in prosciutto and finished with a golden brown puffy pastry. So there you go.
Okay.
Um, it says the hot dog Wellington is being served at the right field restaurant. Rivals say as much as it's food-based clickbait, it works in ways didn't know I needed. My friend said the hot dog and puffy pastry already know each other from their previous work, Pigs in a Blanket.
Yep, pigs in a blanket.
So there you go.
That, you know what? That's one of the ones that we missed on the football food draft.
Yes.
Pigs in a blanket. That's a good one. I love
Yes.
me a good pigs in a blanket.
Oh, don't
And
it's something.
you
Yeah.
throw in a little cheese in there,
Oh,
like you cut the cheese and then you roll it in there with the
oh.
yeah.
I'm getting hungry for one right now. Like you were gonna go do the Cincinnati chili the other day.
Right?
You know, it's still early. It's only 9:49, so we're
Hey, we've still got time. The day's young, John.
all right. I have something I want to show you.
Okay.
So in Kansas City, I want you to be thinking here. Okay, so I started reading up about some stories about just the food in Kansas City, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that came up when they were talking about this hot dog thing is that in Kansas City got famous about 11 years ago for something that happened there. So I'm going to share this with everybody. So just bear with me
Okay.
here. I'm going to change this, and we're going
Oh,
to hold on. I don't know. Can you see this? Well,
what
if you're watching us on
is
X or YouTube.
that?
Now, if you're listening to us later on if you're listening to us later on Spotify or Apple or anywhere you listen to your podcasts, you can listen to the Fanatical Elves Network and Stadium Mustard Show or Stadium and Cincinnati Chili Show. So there's a tweet from April
Whoa.
21st, 2015 in Kansas City, which says it's a tweet and it says Kansas City Royals served moldy hot dogs to fans. And there's a photo of two hot dogs with
I like want to zoom.
viewable mold. I don't know if you can,
Oh,
I don't know if you heard this story. It happened. I
I
kind of
did
remember, I
not
vaguely
hear about
remember this.
this.
Yeah. And I was still living out there in
Yikes.
Kansas City. Um, so there's two photos of these moldy hot dogs that we're looking at.
Oh,
And so I was wanting to hear from you, Troy. I told Troy before the show started, like, what were some
oof.
crazy, like, what's some horror stories with food or
Oh yeah.
concession stands or anywhere at food? I'll just start mine because
Oh.
we already talked about donuts, and I had one
Mm-hmm.
that basically I was doing my student teaching back in Michigan years ago, and on my way to I was doing a camp with some kids from the school I was working at. I got some donuts. We were talking about donuts earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I probably was already getting sick, but I the donut took it over the top. So when I got to the camp, now you have to imagine this. I was I'm going to take away our picture of our
The
moldy. That
moldy
was
hot dog.
hard to watch. Um, I got to this out it was an outdoor sort of like when you're in fifth or sixth grade and you go on those camps with the kids
Mm-hmm.
and so this is what it was a sixth
Okay.
grade camp. We were out in the
Sure.
wilderness. I don't like being out of the wilderness anyway. I didn't know many of these people. I was doing my student teaching. It was a fun experience, but the first day I got sick and I ended up spending actually the first 2 days basically in like just awful sick. So that's my
Oof.
horror. I was puking and
Yep.
it was god awful. So
Yeah.
literally I could not eat a donut for a very long time. Now I ate
Oh.
my donut tonight with no problem, especially after Tyler showed me how to eat a donut since I was eating my banana. But that's my horrible story. Now do you
Oof.
have some good ones?
I've got two that I've come up with that I've remembered off the top of my head. My first one is I haven't been able to drink yellow Gatorade since probably middle school.
What
I
happened?
I drank too much of it and I puked it up and now I cannot do the taste of yellow Gatorade ever. It's so disgusting to me now. But my big one, the big one that I always go to when there's some kind of gross food involved is were we seventh and eighth grade? Yeah, it would have been seventh and eighth grade. So it would have been a middle school basketball tournament. Somehow our coaches found a tournament down in Dayton, Tennessee. Um,
Never heard of
Neither have I. Still would rather have not heard of it ever again. But
it.
um, as you can imagine, a basketball team full of seventh and eighth grade boys. We're making our way down the road. We are closing in on our destination, and there's a Hardee's nearby.
Oh, I love good Hardee's. Yeah.
We go in there. I had never had Hardee's before.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, because we didn't have one in Xenia. Had no idea what a Hardee's
That
was.
that's right.
So go down there, get the food. All of us are kind of like, man, this it's kind of greasy. Like everything is just when we unroll the stuff, it's just grease on the wrappers. And I don't think any of us really knew any better because we were seventh and eighth grade boys. We're like, all right, it's food, let's eat. Um, so we eat it. We drive
What
down the
was it
road.
again? They were burgers?
Yeah, it was like the patty melts or whatever that Hardee's
Yeah.
does, or what
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
know. We're definitely not going to get a sponsorship from them after this one. Um, so we just all kind of eat it.
I'm envisioning like the wedding, like what was this movie with all the bridesmaids or whatever? The I'm having this
Oh, yeah.
vision of I'm sorry. Okay, back to your story.
What is that? What was the name of that movie?
Was it called The
Bridesmaids?
Bridesmaids?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so we get there, and it's at this campground. It's like a basketball campground, apparently. Like that's what
Yeah.
they do. They host these tournaments.
Yeah.
The people stay there. Um, our cabin was um
So let me ask you
three
this: while you were driving, I mean, how much you stopped at this Hardee's? You get back in the car. So how much time were you in the car before you
30-ish
got to this?
minutes,
Okay.
30-ish, because we
Okay.
weren't sure what the
I just
food
want to
was
set
going to
the
be.
timing on here because I think
Yeah.
it's going to be important.
So we were getting in late, and so like they told us like, yeah, we're gonna give you guys all of your meals and all of that kind of stuff, but we were getting in at like 8 o'clock, and
Hmm.
so we just decided they're not gonna have any food for us. We stopped. We ate at Hardee's.
Right.
The way that these cabins were was it was just one big room, and on this side was bunk beds all the
Yes.
way down. On
Yes.
this side, it was bunk beds all the way down,
Yeah.
and then at the end of the halls were the bathrooms.
Yes.
So it was one hallway, bunk beds, bathrooms. And
Yes.
it was like three of those rooms in one big cabin kind of thing.
Okay.
So we get settled in. Everybody's kind of okay. And then one by one, we all start going very quickly to the bathrooms. And so it's, I don't know, 15 of us, seventh and eighth grader boys with our three coaches, all just kind of rotating through this bathroom. And it was that way until like 3 o'clock in the morning. We were in rough shape.
I mean, were you feeling like I'm just like for you personally? Was I mean, do you? I mean, it was a long time ago, but do you remember like that? Like when you got in the car, like did it hit you immediately? Did
So
it?
I think we were all just really excited to like get there. So it didn't hit us until we were all there. And like I remember I remember my buddy like unpacked some of his stuff out of his bag and he was like, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom." And I was like, "Dang, that's quick." And then like my stomach started to like hurt and I'm like, "Ooh, I think I don't know what that just was, but I think I can get through it." And then it was just an endless line of like these four adult guys and these 15, 7, and eighth graders just hoping for the best to
How many
get to the.
toilets did you guys have there? Was it like?
I don't remember there being very many. I think there may have been like a
I
stall
mean,
or
you know,
two.
sometimes people just go out in the woods. You know, they just if it
It
wasn't.
I think a couple of us got to that point. I never got to that point. I never was like that. I was never that bad. But there was a couple that were real rough. And then we were supposed to play a game at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we were just dehydrated, running on no sleep. It was rough,
Well, at least you got it all out of your system.
man.
I
Oh, it was so bad. And we got back like after our first game, and all of us were just like, I can't poop anymore.
that's
it
fantastic.
was it was a rough experience, that's
There
for
was
sure.
speaking of going back to Kansas City, I just while you were saying the story, I had gone to a rock concert. I think it was Phil Collins, maybe was the act, and I
Love
was
love
with
me some Genesis and Phil Collins.
yeah, and this is back in the like the mid '90s. I think I was out in It was a concert. It was in like the summer of one of those mid '90s years,
Yeah.
and I was there with a friend, and we had stopped to eat dinner somewhere before the concert. And I always remember to this day, it was it's like chicken strips, but it was like the coconut chicken strip thing.
Mm.
And I do not do well. I've learned that I don't do well with coconut, or maybe whatever was cooked in. I'm telling you, I was the passenger in this guy's car. Like I'll never forget. I mean, it was god awful. Like, I mean, it hit me like instantly.
Oh
And
no.
and then you can imagine, when you're driving, you're not familiar with stuff. Well, anyhow, we're in the middle of like not a great part of Kansas City. And we were at it stopped at a gas station. Well, this is back in the '90s. I mean, and you've seen some of the old gas stations, not like a beautiful
Oof.
Sheets, not
No,
like a
nothing like a
Sheets,
Sheets.
but like
Sheets is well maintained.
you had the outdoor, whatever place you go. So I mean, it was, and then when you go into these places, you don't know what the hell you're going to expect, right? Because they've
Oh,
been
yes, very
previously
true.
used, and then it wasn't great. Let's just put it that way. But um, felt better the rest of the night, but man, it was a hell of a way to start. Anyway,
Was
okay,
it
so
like I can feel it coming in the middle of the night? Did you
oh,
did you did was, did you feel that from Phil Collins and then had to make a run?
that's good. I like it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I love I little known fact, I do love Phil Collins.
What is
Big
going on?
big fan.
Is he still alive? He's still right.
Yeah, but I think he's got like some really bad like back issues and like health issues and all
Yeah,
that
he's
kind of stuff
getting
from what I've it's
Jeffrey.
been it's been a year ago or so.
Jeffrey's watching us. Thanks again for watching us, Jeffrey. Good to see you guys. And he had a question. Now, this is pertaining to this kid named Brad Sorsby, who was, I think, the quarterback who got into some controversy for betting. And so some
Oh, yeah,
people are
yeah. I was
talking
like,
about
where do I
him.
know that name from?
Yeah, they're considering putting him in the supplemental draft. The Browns fans got, Bernie Kosar back in the day that way. And so there's been some talk in Cleveland about getting this kid. Why not just join the chaos in Cleveland for the
Yeah, that sounds like a
worst
great combination
everything else
with our
that's
boy. Yeah, Deshaun Watson. He fit in right pretty well, right? Little gambling, little
what's
massages.
ridiculous,
Yeah,
and
I
I
mean,
know
he could
you're not a
do
huge Browns
that's a two
fan.
for one special right there on a
you
good
know
night.
this is the conversation that we're having though in Cleveland. These people in Cleveland, the media, they have nothing better to talk about, so they're trying to create chaos. They're always trying to create a mess. And like even today I caught some conversation about how they said, well, Watson's going to start now because Mary Kay, who's this beat writer, she's been saying this for the last 2 weeks. And then
Mary Kay
she's,
Cabbage.
yeah, Mary Kay Cabbage, that's right. Cabbage doll, Mary Kay. Shout out to you, Mary Kay.
Do you want to know a quick story about that?
Yes, I do.
David pulled me aside. Was it yesterday or was it the day before? I can't remember. Might have been the day before. He
David's a great
goes,
guy, great colleague,
great
great
guy.
assistant
Hates our group
principal.
chat.
Yeah,
Absolutely hates our group
he has
chat.
some specific things to say about the group chat. I love how where he goes. We can't repeat it on the air because he gets very specific with telling us what we should be doing on our evenings rather than acting like 12 and 13-year-olds talking about everything under the sun.
But
Anyway,
you
David,
brought up
shout out to you.
you brought up Mary Kay, and he goes, "Why the hell is John talking about a makeup line?"
That's too funny.
And Tyler and I were like, "It's a beat writer for the Browns, David." And he goes, "I was trying to figure out why John was talking about some makeup stuff."
Oh, I gotta give him
It was
shit
good.
tomorrow.
It
No,
was good.
David is now my new life coach.
I've heard. I've heard.
This is what life is all about, Troy. I mean, it's like, you go through these things, obviously my kids are grown and older. Your kids are going to be stuck in their senior year of high school for the rest of their lives.
Staying there forever, never graduating.
You want your diploma? I can like it seems like you're trying to have your dog jump for the diploma. You want this? You're not gonna get it. You're gonna have like a little fish
That
line.
old
Like, yeah.
what was that commercial that they had like the dollar bill on the fishing line? Oh, almost got it. Oh, almost got it.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. Um, yeah,
But yeah,
so
that sounds like a great quarterback room. The short
well
the Sanders, you got Deshaun Watson, you got this guy gambling on stuff. I
they were
mean,
talking about
you
putting Shador Sanders today back on the practice squad, even though he finished the season going 3-4, did far better than Dylan Gabriel. The eye test was so so right there for everybody to see it. Dylan Gabriel is not any better than Shador Sanders. And people are trying to say, well, Dylan Gabriel will be a better backup to Deshaun Watson. I'm like, you guys are all just crazy. I mean, I love being a Browns fan. I've been one for my entire life. I'm not changing, but the lunacy, the craziness that
Hey,
people are.
John, come down to Cincinnati and be wacko for
Now,
Flacco.
listen, I can kind of okay. Now, folks, Cleveland fans, I know you're not going to like this, but I am a slight Reds fan. I went to enough
Love it.
Reds games. We do get the Reds games now in 97.1. Shout out to them. Maybe they want to sponsor us. I know they love podcasts. Um, did you see today? The Common Man had a guest today. He's
Oh yeah.
he's an interesting character. I would like to meet him. I think he would be very interesting to meet. Him and Timmy. They have their
Yeah.
show in the afternoon,
Hmm.
but. Okay, so let me ask you this. Last topic I had down here was about food again. We're
Yep.
traveling, and your go-tos.
Hmm.
When we go on a little run, we go some trip. Maybe you're packing some stuff at the house first, or maybe when
Hmm.
you run to that gas station or that Sheets.
Sheets.
What are you grabbing? So, like, I've got some Twizzlers here. That's one of my go
Hmm.
tos when I especially hit the gas station. What do you go for?
So I we've done it both ways. So Mickey
Yeah.
found this thing one time where she found these like divided Tupperware things, and they made them like kind of look like a tackle box, like going fishing.
Oh yeah.
But we threw a bunch of snacks in there for the kids, and they
Hmm.
called it a snackle box.
Okay.
And that worked out really well for the kids because they could pick like all of these different things and just kind of put them together.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was a great idea.
So
We
what
all
would you
kind of
put
did
in?
it.
What would you remember some of the stuff that you put in there?
For me, I put in cashews, some Cheez-Its, um, some peanut M&Ms,
Hmm.
and some Sour Patch Kids.
Mary Kay Sour Patch Kids. Sorry.
But when I'm on, like, I don't normally eat like candy bars, like on the
No.
I don't normally just like
Okay.
grab one. But when I'm driving somewhere and we're stopping at an establishment like Sheets,
Yeah.
um, I get the Reese's Fast Break.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
Like I love those, but I
What
never
what
eat
what
them
makes them
unless I'm
what
driving.
what makes them unique to you? What's the thing? Like it's a
I
Reese's. How are they built?
it looks like a Snickers bar.
Oh.
And so, but it's like it's still got the like peanut butter in the middle, but it almost has like a like thicker like nougat kind of thing on it or in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just it's one of those things
So you
that
get one
like
of those. Okay.
I never want them unless we're driving somewhere.
Yeah.
It's real weird. And then
Interesting.
that
Okay.
and some kind of flavored sunflower seed.
A sunflower. Okay, like the ones you that are already pre-seeded, or like they're
Oh
already
no,
out of the.
I want to get them out of the shell.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but then it gets complicated because you have to have some kind of empty cup or something to
Yeah.
put the shells in. But
Yeah.
keeps me focused while I'm driving.
Okay.
Just one of those things. And
See,
then
now I'm a Snickers
I
guy,
also
so I
do
have to go
the
for the Snickers bar. Like like
mm-hmm,
I have to get like Snickers bars. I grab a Snickers bar, like the Twizzlers or something extra. Usually like a sweet tart or like
mm,
um oh, my son, he likes to eat you know what it is. It's the little round candies. Like, why am I drawing a blank on this? Sw- Gosh, son
like
of
is
a
it like
Skittles.
oh yes Skittles.
But what's wrong with Skittles is, you open that bag, or you pull, tear it open a little differently, and sometimes the whole
They're
bag
everywhere. Yeah,
comes out, and then you gotta go. They're on your
Sawyer
yeah,
Sawyer doesn't like sour stuff, but a sour Skittle he will eat the entire bag.
yeah.
Something about the sour Skittles are his jam. Um, Not a huge fan of like the Sour Patch Kids. He'll do the watermelon ones because they're a
Hmm.
little
Do you
more
like
unsour.
watermelon? I hate watermelon.
I love watermelon stuff.
My wife just hates me because I
Wally
don't eat watermelon. She loves watermelon.
watermelon Jolly Ranchers are the best.
Oh, God. That's like the grossest thing of all
Mm,
time. I think
I love me a
I
good watermelon Jolly Rancher.
oh jeez, That's why you're a Cincinnati fan.
It's the cinnamon in the chili, John. It's where and a little bit of
Cinnamon.
chocolate in there. That's where we go a little crazy.
Oh man. Now, have,
Throw a little Snickers bar in your chili. You don't want to try that one time, John?
no. But you remember the old skits where they was it Saturday Night Live where they would do the no, it was Seinfeld, the old episodes with George and Jerry, and George started eating his, remember the episodes where he would eat a Snickers bar, he'd bring it
I
into the office and they'd take a fork and knife and he'd cut, he saw somebody else doing something like that at one of his
yeah.
meetings, and so he came in and he got the Snickers bar out and he put it on a plate, and then everybody starts looking at him like, what the hell are you doing,
I John, I know I've said this before. I haven't watched very much Seinfeld.
See, my life, my entirety, when I talk to my other colleagues, like, Amber and I are talking, or Willa Marie, like I'm always talking. Well, you probably hear me. I'm always talking about Seinfeld. Oh my God, this
Yeah.
is totally well. I'll give everybody an example. This is, since we're, sharing all these stories tonight and truths. The other, just I shared in my other podcast recently about me being fashionably late,
Mm,
that throughout my entirety of being, I blame it on my next door neighbors. Shout out to the Jihos, great family, love them. They made me part of their family. But one of the things, and they will tell you this, and my great buddy Daniel will attest to this, that I had a first period study hall, always, how you could build your schedule when you're in high school, and I
hmm.
was in the band, and so we could have our study hall in the band room. So
Oh.
it was very convenient that even though I'd always be 20 minutes late to school, I could show up in the band room and no one could care less. So speeding ahead to everything else that we're doing, I have had an issue on and off for the last 35 years of being a little bit late to things like work. Um, so recently, my life coach, David, um, talked to me, and then he shared he. I said to him, maybe you can just give me a call. You can be my alarm. Well, I'm going to do that, John. I'm going to do that. So he he texted me two days ago at 5:52 in the morning. Um, Now, I will say this. Don't tell David if he's not going to listen to this great podcast. But no, I was still like in bed at 5:52, and I did not see that text. But when he asked me about the 5:52, I made up a little lie, and I said that I was already making my eggs, and that Anyway, I got up earlier than I normally do, and I was
Yeah.
out the door, and I got to school by 7:31, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Troy has his office space where he has a very nice office, and it goes out into the parking lot so he can see things. And this is Seinfeld. Keep in mind, this is George from Seinfeld. So when I get to work, it was earlier than I normally get to work at. And the parking lot was not very full. And I'm very used to parking. I know I park between Troy's car and Kim's car. Okay. Well, Kim was not there, and Troy keeps changing cars. So I I think right now you're driving a Tucson or something.
Yep.
So I kind of knew that, but for brief seconds, I did not know which was my space. Now, I will say this: I had a cheat sheet in my glove compartment that actually had my sticker still. So I
Oh yeah.
quickly realized after I knew I had parked, I was like, man, that's not the right parking space. So then I backed up. I parked in the next one, but then I was like partially in there. I was like, well, no, that's not it. And then I was like, well, that's Troy's car. Oh yeah, I should be next to Troy's car. I zoom in. So fast forward a few moments later, I walk into the building, up to the stairs, past Troy's office, stop there like I typically do. Hey, good morning. And I make a joke because I said, hey, I could. And then Troy says, yeah, I wonder. And then Troy, you can fill in the rest.
I just watched this car pull into a parking spot, back out of the parking spot, into a new parking spot, back out again out of the parking spot, pull back into a new parking spot, and then I let him sit there for a little bit. I'm like, all right, that's the one that he needs to be in. Is he going to stay there or not?
And that's exactly how I was, which is why it's this classic. This is a
it
George episode.
just
If you get anything
it
about, yeah.
it was a great start to the day because I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing, John? And like as soon as you pulled in that first spot, I was like, that ain't it. I don't know what you're doing, John.
Well, there's that light pole too, so I always knew that I'm near the
Oh
light
yeah.
pole. But it just threw me off that morning because I was not used to one getting there so early, and
Yeah.
two, like, okay, is that Troy's? I think that's Troy's car, but I wasn't sure, and then I couldn't think what number was. So
It
I got in trouble
was
for
good.
going in the wrong direction. Some of my great colleagues, over the years, I've gone in the wrong way. There are two signs that say "Please do not enter," but it's a little bit well, it's not difficult to see, but sometimes you just ignore those signs,
Uh-huh.
especially when there's no one there in the parking lot. But I'm the guy, like, and we've said this. Like, do you do anything like that, Troy? Do you abide by all the rules? Because, like, I find myself if there's a grassy area, a note where I can get from point A to point B, and I can go through the grass, or instead of walking through a certain
Yeah.
sidewalk, will you do that? I mean, I
Oh yeah,
cut through the grass,
for
but
sure. Oh yeah, I'm definitely cutting through the grass. And there's a point there where like we it was a couple years back where like we would be cutting it close to get into work on time because of when the kids got on the bus and they were still younger,
yeah.
so we didn't feel comfortable with them getting on. And there were times that I mean that whole year it felt like I was going down the wrong way to get into our parking spot, so that way it just quicker. I didn't
It
have to
is.
loop all the way around and cut
There's a
into my
loop that
spot.
people, yes, and I know, and it's a very awkward thing. Some parents know that like we work there, but like sometimes they don't, and it just gets a little dicey.
Oh, I got honked out this week, John,
You
in the
did?
pickup line. I did when I went out to help with the pickup stuff. A dad got angry at me and
Wait, when you were
essentially,
helping
yeah. So I
your,
went down to like get the kids out
yeah,
of the door and get them onto their into their cars. But we had a special person picking up like a special transportation service picking up one of our students,
got it.
and he's like, "Hey, was a student here today? Because if he's not, I'm leaving." I'm like, well, I don't know. This kid's not one of my kids. How am I supposed to know? So I pull up Power School on my phone and I'm like
Yeah,
leaning into the passenger area and I'm trying to look up the kid, like log into our system and get that all squared away. And we're standing there and there's this dad in a big SUV and all of a sudden he starts beeping at me. And I look over at him and I put my hands up. I'm like, okay, guy, whoa, chill out. And so I go back to like looking in their system to see if the kid was there or not. And he honks again, looks me dead in the eye and goes, and
wow,
I'm like, okay, if you need to, you can do what you need to do. I'm working with this guy right here. And I just
right.
leaned back into the window and apparently he like sped off, like went out around and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, man, it was. I literally answered the guy. I looked at it. It was he was absent, and the guy drove away in 5 seconds. And that
Yeah,
dude was not pumped about that at all.
wow.
Parent pickup lines are where the drama is at, I think.
Well, that and there's also, well, if you know anything about Gehenna in the Know, if you're a Facebook follower,
Hmm.
Troy is on. Well, we're all on there a little bit
Oh
here
yeah,
and there. Lots of conversations going on about all sorts of things. We have too much time on our hands, Troy.
there's a sheets going in somewhere. I've heard.
I heard that too.
I've also heard it's not funny anymore, but we're still gonna
Oh,
keep doing it, John.
I think it's hilarious. What is going like they were never mind. I'm not gonna get down that.
Sheets. That's what's
Yeah.
going in, John. Is
Yeah.
sheets.
They needed to build another El Vaquero. You need to talk to them
Hey,
about it's a
you,
place to go. It
it
really is.
is.
Columbus has got some really good places to eat. Where we are over in the Gahanna area is really good. Lots of go tos. Oh, let's see here. Oh,
Yeah,
we've got
lots of
yeah,
good
Jeff. I
spots.
know you send some stuff here about Sorsby, so we're gonna give up a gamble. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I don't know.
Would he be a top 10 next year? See,
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know. That's a little bit of a stretch for me, I think. Because he was at where did he didn't start at Cincinnati, right?
No,
He
he's
did the transfer
transferred
portal
over.
there.
Was it Texas Tech? Is
I
that where
can't
he's
remember.
at?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
he
remember.
wait, he was at Cincinnati, but then he transferred to Texas Tech. I know
Oh,
there's
is
some.
that what it was?
I think it is Texas Tech or Texas A&M or
I just remember he got in trouble during the time that he was at Cincinnati, right?
Yeah. What do you think
So
about
it
all
was
that
okay.
this fan betting, all the betting that's going on? What do you think about like any of that? Is that like, do you partake in any of that stuff? Do you ever
A
do
little
the?
bit,
Yeah,
just a tiny bit, but
yeah,
just to keep things interesting. And
hmm,
I mean, we're already watching the sports, so
yeah,
here and there, never anything big or anything like that.
yeah. Well, Troy, any final thoughts? Any final food thoughts? Anything going on with food this week? I know we're going to have our colleagues on in a few weeks to talk more about like barbecues and summer
Hmm.
stuff like that.
We're traveling for soccer on Saturday,
Where are you going?
up to Delaware. So shooting up 270 and
Love
checking
Delaware.
out Delaware, Ohio. We're gonna
They got a
see.
lot of great food places there. I should give you a
We
list.
are there for we're playing two games back to back. So it's gonna have to be an evening time expedition to a
Okay.
place to eat afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a little bit interesting there. But that's the only thing that
Are
I
you
can
playing
think
any teams
of.
from, are you playing any teams from Canada?
No, not anymore. I don't know who I hate
Troy
more.
doesn't like
Teams
Troy
from
doesn't like
Canada
Canadians.
or Jose Altuve.
Did you share that story the last time? Did we talk about the Canadian
I think
soccer
so.
team and how they cheated?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't hate all Canadians, just those Canadians.
They were,
Tyler
yeah.
Hendon, don't tell your wife that I hate her. I promise I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyler, just keep eating those
Crystal's
donuts.
Crystal's the best Canadian I've ever met.
She's great.
Also really the only one I've met. So, but the greatest Canadian I've ever met.
Other than Celine Dion. Celine Dion, right? Isn't she
She's
Canadian?
I have no idea. I was like, well, okay, great, yeah, sounds wonderful, John. I don't know.
I think she's from the French property or whatever, the province or whatever they
Property.
property. Just stay on and listen to our podcast long enough, and John will say something stupid.
I mean, Celine Dion might be Canadian.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna believe you on it.
Michael J. Fox, Canadian.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
know he's
Did you
Canadian.
know that that show, um, what was it? Facts, not Facts of Life. Michael J. Fox. What was the show called? Come on now, I know you're young. You don't remember.
Back to the
Um,
Future.
no, you know the show, the sitcom that he was on. You never saw it. You
I know that he was on a sitcom. I couldn't tell you
son
what
of
it
a
was.
gun. You know, it takes place in Columbus, Ohio. Just thought people
Oh,
might like to know that. But now
interesting.
I can't think of the name of the damn show, and now I feel like really stupid. Well, there's another
I don't know.
stupid thing. Um, all right, folks. I hope everybody has a good night. Troy and I will be on again soon,
Yep.
and we'll be talking more food, more locations, and hope you enjoyed this evening's show. Troy, good
Yeah.
night.
See you tomorrow, John.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hopefully I can find my parking space. It's 6:32. It's next to the light pole. If
There's the
you're
one.
not there, if you're not there, by the way, so are
You're
you
gonna be in big
changing
trouble.
your is your car, is it like, are you borrowing, is that your borrowed car or is
No,
that
that's
your new
ours.
car? That's
That's
your
ours.
car.
Yeah.
What happened to the
I
other one?
just
Is it in the shop?
No, we have the Pathfinder
Okay.
still. We just like that Tucson's way newer, so we just
Yeah.
typically drive that.
Okay.
So
Cool beans. All right, I'm
yeah.
gonna play the music here so I start bouncing my
All
head.
right. Sounds great. Love it.
Troy can't hear the
Can't hear
music
it.
on his end. So good night, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
Bounce, 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 bounce,